Okay, welcome back. It has been a while. it has been a good while. And you can see on the left there, my Nidoking is at 87, and Nidoqueen is at 75. Nidoking does know one new attack, and that is Ice Beam. I found one of the TM vendor. I was on the way back to the end at one point. The TM vendor had Ice Beam, and he had actually had Ice Beam once before, but I came back to get some stuff to sell, went back, and it was gone. But then I happened to be going back through another time, and he had the Ice Beam TM for sale. So he's got Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Stealth Rock. Now, the only attack on here that's not the attack that I want is Thunderbolt. It's actually pretty good for leveling, but what I would really like there is Sludge Wave, which is actually going to be the signature TM that I use for my gym. So I still have yet to find one. Once we actually start the gyms, like the gym leaders will have access to their TM, and they'll give it away whenever somebody finishes the gym challenge. But since I'm not technically a gym leader, I refuse to use it until then. Until I'm technically a gym leader and the gym's open. So no Sludge Wave yet for me. Because Nidoking's actually going to be kind of my main stab user, which of course he'll be using Earth Power and then Sludge Wave, and then Nidoqueen will also have Sludge Wave. So, and so I've been in the end for a long time. Like, we're talking hours and hours, just leveling. Still no Life Orb yet. No Life Orb. What I ended up doing was I actually set up a healer in the end. And you can see, here's some of the loot that I've gotten. So I'm actually going to grab the TMs out of here because I want to get these organized. This Ice Beam was the one I bought. It was actually just on my last trip over there that I found it. But what I ended up doing was I made another healer and set it up there, and I have just a little area basically that I run around and farm for experience, and then anytime an unknown spawns, of course, I take it out ASAP. But I got 2 struggle bugs. Struggle bugs seems pretty common because I've actually gotten, I actually sold 2 of those because I had 3 earlier. Or, I don't know, it's been a while. But, and you can see I'm loaded down with bones, which drop from Absol, and then lots of ender pearls from various creatures, clay, and just emeralds that drop from Drampa, the Grandpa Dragon. And then I've also loaded up this. This is my boots inventory. It's actually my first time using it because it's the first time I've really felt the need to use it, I guess. But I guess I don't have any TMs in there. I also beat another Mega Alakazam, which all he knew was 3 psychic attacks and recover. So that was pretty easy. And yeah, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab this, these, and this. Because I don't need... Oh, and this. And recycle. I don't need duplicates. And I also got a Comet Shard. This seems like a pretty rare drop from Minchino. Or not Minchino. Minior. I was wanting to say Mincino for some reason. Whoops. Wrong Pokemon. But a Comet Shard, and I did get 1 to drop the whole time that I was there, and I was killing those Miniors anytime that they would spawn up because they were actually dropping shiny stone shards, and actually the Lunatones there can drop Moonstone shards. It's pretty rare for them to drop them. Miniors, though, 100% chance you're going to get at least 1 shiny stone shard, and oftentimes 2. So they are a good place if you need shiny stones to farm those. But the nice thing is, wish I could buy rare candies for that price. I'm going to go ahead and sell all of these, and I'm actually not for sure about that meteor shard, if it's going to sell for as much as in the games. The Comet Shard, no, it only sells for 1,500. Okay, that's actually a really big find. Like, you're like, whoa, whenever you get it on the games, because I can't remember. It's like 50,000 or 75,000. I don't know. It's something like that. It's a lot of money, but it's not quite that much on here. unfortunately. So, okay. Well, let me. I'm actually going to fly over. As if I'm going to the end, because there's a TM vendor up here, and I've been trying to check his TMs because I still need Shadow Ball, I still need Sludge Wave, I still need Flamethrower, actually quite a bit, because my Nido family, you know, I didn't have to do any egg moves, and the only move that I was really keeping from level up was Earth Power. But pretty much everything is from TMs, and is it this town? Yeah, actually, I think it is this town. Usually I'm coming from my base and not that town, so I almost missed this. I probably should put a marker on it, but I just haven't. This guy right here, there's a blue shark guy. Frustration Embargo, Dragon Breath, Fury Cutter, Bullet Seed, and Dark Pulse. Man. A lot of these are actually really cheap, though. Like, once I get the TMs that I'm after, I'm probably going to start, like, just collecting them all. Got to catch them all. Got to catch all the TMs in the game. I'll start collecting those, but I've got markers all over the place. But yeah, right now I'm pretty much focused on just those specific ones. And the thing is, like, you would think it would bother me that I haven't gotten a life orb yet after hours and hours of grinding, but it actually doesn't bother me. It makes me really happy. I love when stuff takes a lot of effort like this. Which, if Rayquaza would spawn, which Rayquaza has spawned once on the server, but I know Wega was trying to capture it, so. But if Rayquaza would spawn, he's got a 100% drop rate to drop the life orb. But honestly, I'm kind of enjoying it, though, because I'm getting a ton of loot, I'm getting a bunch of levels, and if I get my Nidoking and Nidoqueen to 100, then I still need to level up Phanpy to 81, so we can start getting the tier 3 drops. I would like to start getting access to those tier 3 drops off of Phanpy. Oh, and fun fact, before I forget to show you, I did find one of those Ender ships. You know, I found another Ender city while I was in the end, and the Dragon Skull, or Dragon Head in this pack, or in this texture pack, is a Dialga head. And if you use redstone on it, instead of it opening and closing its mouth, it does that. I thought that was kind of neat. I kind of wish it still had that, like, you know how the dragon head looks like it's longer and the mouth moves, and it's just, I think the dragon head's a little bit more intricate, but I do like the fact, I respect the fact that it was turned into a Dialga head in the texture pack. That's pretty awesome. So, but anyways, I guess I'm going to go back and continue grinding out levels. The main reason I came back was because my inventory was getting kind of full, and then also I was running out of food. So I've got food now. I've got 64 steaks. And yeah. Also, if you go there and you set up a healer, of course you can't use Abra's teleport to leave, but somebody did make a portal thing. But yeah, so I'm going to head back. I'm going to continue farming. I won't hit level 100 without you guys, so if I'm starting to get kind of close to level 100, I'll bring you guys back. Okay, I wanted to bring you guys back because I just defeated an unknown. I want to say it's probably been about 25 in total-ish. That's just a rough estimate that I've killed about 25 of them. They're, like I said, they're not super common spawns. But I finally got my first life orb. So yay! That's actually super big. And what life orb does, let's see, what level is level 5 Absol? Okay, let me put this on Phanpy, and I'm going to show you what life orb does. Okay, so if I go in and I use rollout, I've got 186 health right now. Boom, but you'll notice that even though I hit first, I still lost 20 HP right there. That's what life orb does. There's a little bit more to it, though, than just that. So basically, you're going to lose HP anytime you deal damage when you're using life orb. You're going to take a little bit of recoil damage. But here's the really cool part. If I take, and I put this on Nidoking, for example, he's got 280 health at the moment. And I can't, there we go. So 280 health, and then if I do a Thunderbolt, boom, I take no damage. The reason being, and what makes Life Orb so nice for Nidoking and Nidoqueen, is if your Pokemon has the ability Sheer Force, as well as, there's a couple others. I can't remember. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 different abilities that they can have that will prevent the recoil damage from the Life Orb. And what Life Orb does in addition to that, I mean, it doesn't just give you recoil damage. What it does is it increases your damage by... I love these level 50 Absols. Like, if you watch my XP gain, boom! I mean, it's pretty decent for being level 94 at the moment. I feel like, anyways. It actually makes farming pretty quick. But anyways, what Life Orb does is, if you recall Sheer Force, I said it increases your damage by 0.3, but then you lose any effects like we can't freeze targets, we can't paralyze targets as secondary effects. Now, but if they're primary attacks, primary effects like Thunder Wave, we can still paralyze. We just can't get secondary effects on attacking like offensive moves. All status type moves still work the same. But what Life Orb does is it boosts your damage by 0.3 as well. And you take the recoil damage. That's kind of the trade-off. But that Sheer Force negates it. So we're going to be dealing, once I have the Life Orb equipped, I went back to the Lucky Egg just because I'm finishing off leveling Nidoking. Like I said, I need 2 of those Life Orbs. But our Nidoking is going to be doing 60% extra damage. So 160% damage coming out of Nidoking. And that's after all his effects and stuff, right? So he's going to be dealing massive damage, because I mean 60% is no small amount, to say the least, and especially being on an attacker that's built to be so damaging. I mean, if you take a look at Nidoking's stats, 269 special attack at the moment, 285 HP. So I mean, he hits pretty hard, not to mention the moves that he's using. That's 90 power. That one's 90 power. I'm not going to keep that one. That one's 90 power. I mean, most of our attacks are 90 power. He's going to be dishing out some major damage, considering he was one hit KOing stuff that was not super effective, like 4 and 5 levels below that Pokemon, and that was without the Life Orb. So he's going to be a monster. He is going to be an absolute monster, and so is Nidoqueen as well. So, yeah. I hate floating Pokemon because you actually, if I aim at the Pokemon, it does not make contact. You actually have to aim at basically where the base of the Pokemon would be. And I find that there we go. I find that it's very hard to get that sometimes. But, yeah, so I'll be back here in just a bit once we get to almost level 99, I think, is when I'll bring you guys back. So, or if I find another Life Orb, which could be a thing. Okay, I just want to bring you guys back because we are just about to hit 99. Like, if I get another good Absol, it's going to be like it. I did actually get another rare candy. So I've gotten 2 while farming here, but I'm only going to use 1. If I build up a stockpile, I'm actually going to use them on Phanpy, because I really don't want to level it. But there we go, ding, level 99. And we have 300 HP, 191 attack, 239 defense, 283 special attack, 167 special defense, and 202 on speed. Okay, so now... here we go. The moment of truth. Let's toss out our Nidoking. Let's feed it a candy. It is now level 100. Look at that. Plus 4 special attack. So it's at 287. Awesome. Awesome. That is done being grinded up. And yeah, we can't right click it with any more rare candies. Awesome. If we take a look here, summary, there's no XP. And it shows, wow, its XP dropped. It has way more experience than that. And it says it takes 1 to level up. Oh, I just got jumped by an Elysium. Boom. Okay. But it is now at maximum level. Maximum. And so that means I can take this life orb and give it to the Nidoking. He's done. I don't know why I had that on Phanpy. That's why I wasn't getting items. If you're I was wondering, I was like, man, my luck's just really bad. But I forgot I had stuck that there just to hold it, and I guess I had stuck it on Phanpy on accident. Whoops. Okay. Well, anyways, I could switch these out. Nidoking is done. He doesn't need the lucky egg anymore. Now Nidoqueen needs 25 levels. And then she'll be level 100, and of course I'm still farming for another life orb. So, fun times. Okay, I wanted to bring you guys in real quick. I'm recording this after the fact, but I did find a Mega Absol. And I've been out here just leveling Nidoqueen, and this is the legendary one, level 120. Ooh, you know. Nidoqueen is up to 93 at the moment, and just wrecked that Mega Absol like it was nothing. And got a rare candy and an insect plate. Insect plate is actually one of the more uncommon ones to find, so pretty excited about that. Okay, good news. Nidoqueen is level 99. I still have not got that second life orb though. But we are going to pop, and actually I've actually beaten 5 of those Mega Absols so far. And actually the last one dropped leftovers, which I don't have any need for at the moment. I mean, it's a great held item, but I don't have any need for it for my current team that I'm working on, so I may actually sell it. We'll see. But anyway, Nidoqueen is ready for her rare candy, her treat for hitting level 99. So there we go. 320, 170, 181, 268, 265, and 165. Awesome. And then, of course, she won't take any more. Awesome. Awesome stuff. And I actually pulled out my rare candies earlier, and I have 15 in total. I actually had 11, and then I've just been grinding, so I wonder if Phanpy's going to be able to pull this off. Oh, gosh. I don't know about that. Might be better to switch it. I'm not sure. I think Phanpy will be able to take it. But anyways, I'm up to 15 total rare candies. Ooh, Phanpy leveled up. No, stop it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get Phanpy leveled up a bit. And then I've been stockpiling my rare candies, and aside from using them on Nidoking and Nidoqueen, I haven't been using them. But I think I might go ahead and blow all of them to try to get Phanpy to 81, just on the last like 15 or 16 levels, depending on if I find more bosses that drop them between now and then. Because I foresee rare candies and Master Balls probably being, you know, the currency of the server, because they're not easily obtained, right? Yeah, it's a one-shot. But I foresee those being the currency of the server. That's pretty much, if somebody wants something from me, that's generally what I've been selling it for, is just X amount of rare candies. You know, assuming it's not something super common, I'll just give it to them. But so I've gotten a few from selling, and then I've gotten a few, or most of them, from bosses, of course. But I think I'm probably going to blow them all on Phanpy, because getting Phanpy to 81 is, I think, highest priority at the moment as far as leveling goes. Because then we'll get that tier 3 chance, which is where all the best items are. It's only a 1% chance, but still, it's something that we need to do, and I need to just go ahead and pull the bandage off. It's just, I don't really want to level Phanpy, because as you saw, it's not going to be a one-hit KO on everything like my other Pokemon have been, and I really don't want to have to grind and grind and grind to get it up to 81. So, but anyways, we have 2 level 100s now, which is awesome. Now I just need their held item that they really need. I guess I could give it a lucky egg, but it also means I'm not going to be getting any dropped items. That might be a good trade-off though for right now, because basically I'm going to have to get it like 9 levels at the moment to get it where I need it to be. So yeah, I'm probably just going to give it that. It means I'm not going to get any drops, but that's okay. That's okay for right now. Anyways. But yeah, I'm going to continue grinding, because like I said, I'm still looking for that life orb, still grinding unknowns, and yeah, it's going to be a process. So I'll be back a bit later. Okay, Phanpy is up to level 66. And like I said, I got these out of my chest earlier and just had them in a backpack ready to go because I knew I was going to level up Phanpy once these two hit 100. Looking back, I probably should have done it first because it actually did not take that long, maybe 30 minutes. But that's okay. That's okay. I ended up taking the lucky egg off because what I ended up doing was I just threw out Phanpy and then switched to Nidoking, and except for Wobbuffets because you can't switch on them. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw out our Phanpy, and we're just going to start popping. I'm really sad about this because this is a lot of rare candies that I had built up, and I really hate using them all in this manner. But the nice thing is, once we have a Pokemon that is 81 with pickup, we never have to worry about it again. It's going to be picking up every time, chances every battle. Of course, bear in mind it's only like a 10% chance. And I've noticed that sometimes it kind of goes through like a really dry spell where it might be 30-40 minutes before I get another drop. Not too common though, luckily. So we're just going to push this thing up to 81. By the way, I did get a third Everstone, so there's that. But I had that a while back. I don't remember. It was before Nidoking hit 100. I know that. Everstones are rare enough. We can always trade them or something. They're not bad to have. So. All right, 2 more to go. Worst thing is having to hit cancel on all of this because it won't stay out so you can pop them. But okay, so Phanpy is level 81. And so now it has that small chance. Bear in mind, it's only like a 1% chance every time that it procs that you're going to get a tier 3 drop, but we do now have a chance to get a tier 3 drop, which is worth it. Tier 3 stuff is really good. That's where, actually, life orbs can come. Looking back, I really should have leveled Phanpy before I even started leveling the Nidos, but because you can get all kinds of really good stuff, like experience alls, and I don't know, just all the really good drops are like tier 3. So leftovers is a tier 3 actually, life orbs, and just, yeah, just all kinds of stuff. So master balls, and I think rare candies are a tier 3 as well. But we have plenty of Pokemon that we need to level, and so I really don't mind that. Because, I mean, bear in mind, this is only, we got 1/3 of the gym team now done. Minus getting, which Tyler found a Flamethrower and Sludge Wave TM, and he just bought them for me, and I gave him the money from my account, so I only have 1,000 on here at the moment, which I do have stuff to sell, so I don't know why I'm getting so much lag. But I figure I'm probably just going to fly around. Yeah, I'm good on PP. I'm going to fly around and actually just look for unknowns at this point, I think, for a little bit. I may get tired of this, and what I might do, possibly, is start breeding Skorupies, and pretty much go through this whole process that we've been working on the last, 3 days. Go through this whole process again with Skorupi next. Which will be a different nature and stuff like that, but at least his ability is a bit easier to get, which is kind of nice. Also, I did get one of these ability capsules. It actually dropped off of a boss, Mega Absol, and what those do, they don't work for hidden abilities, which if it did, it would make them extremely powerful. But what it does is, if you have an ability, for example, Skorupi can learn Sniper and then another one, I can't remember. But just if they have 2 base abilities, you can use an ability capsule and you can swap between them. So in the event that we get a Skorupi that has really, really good stats, like IVs, but not the ability that I want, I can use that ability capsule and swap it over. Ideally, I would like to get it with the ability that I want on it is Sniper. But in the event that I don't get Sniper, but I have one with just really nice IVs that I want to keep, I can use that ability capsule to swap between them. So it's kind of a nice item. So I don't know if I want to do that. and then get the Skorupi to where it needs to come here and level, and then just bring it here and level, and look for unknowns with life orbs. Plus, I might get it, as a Phanpy drop. That's a possibility as well, which wouldn't be a bad thing, because now we have that tier 3 chance. But, I don't know. I might fly around for a minute, and then, I don't know. I might fly around for a minute, but then maybe just head to the overworld. Because I have to go catch another Skorupi, because I've only got one, and I don't remember which gender it is, but I'm going to need the other gender, so... Yeah, we're still setting at 20 TPS, but I mean, there's a lot of people on, so that could be a lot of it as well. So, but anyways, I'll be back here in just a little bit. I think we're probably done on here for this episode because I'm pretty happy with where we're at. If I do get another life orb, though, I will bring you guys back. But I do think we're probably wrapped up on here because Nidokings are 100, or the Nidos are 100. And we did get one of the 2 life orbs, and we got Phanpy leveled up, and just all kinds of good stuff. So, I've actually been in the end grinding for like 2.5 days. But luckily I don't get bored very easy, so it's actually been quite a bit of fun, so I can't complain. But the rest of the episode, it's not going to be very long, but we're actually going to be popping into a Poke Planner, the one I use, and we're going to be looking at the Poison Gym team plans, which some of the plans are going to change, and chances are, and there's actually one Pokemon that may be completely gone. I know his moves aren't totally set 100% yet, but we'll see. We'll see. So, anyways, I'll be back here in a minute. Okay, I'm actually just coming back from farming Skorupi. You can see I've got my PC in my inventory, and stopped by the TM fellow, and they have a false swipe TM. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab that. Because, of course, we can teach this to Pokemon, and it's going to make catching Pokemon so much easier. So much easier. I might actually see if my Houndoom can learn it, and so we might teach that to Houndoom. We'll see. But before I end out this, or before I go to the off-game section of this episode, which will be pretty quick-ish, I guess. I just kind of want to give you guys a heads up, because I've been talking about my gym team that I had planned, and I want to walk you guys through it and everything for those of you that are curious. But I've been farming Skorupi because I decided that's going to be the next member of the team that I'm going to work on getting. Because it's not too difficult. Skorupi doesn't need a hidden ability. And let me check. I actually don't think I need any egg moves from it. Let me check that just really, really quick. But anyways, I have been farming Skorupi, you can see. And I finally have one that has an adamant nature, which is what I was after. So we can give it the Everstone, and it will pass on the adamant nature to all of its children. And this one is a... Does it not tell on here, or am I just blind? It is a female. I guess it doesn't tell on the stat screen, but it's a female that's got the adamant nature. I totally didn't see it. I was tabbed out, and there was a Snivy sitting right next to me. It actually just attacked me. And I'm going to try quick balling it. Because, of course, I don't have false swipe on anything yet. But I'm glad I got that false swipe TM. It might have been there before, and I may have just overlooked it. But we did catch Snivy. So, we've got a Snivy. I don't have any current plans for it, but I'm just going to dump it in here. Of course, that's a starter, so they're not super common. While I was in the desert, I did find another Darumaka as well. It was a male. Yeah, it was a male. And, no, maybe it was a female. I can't remember. I had one, and I went to my PC and I checked, and I was like, okay, that's the other gender that I need. So I went ahead and snagged it. So we do have a breeding set of Darumaka. And actually, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to dump more of these, but all of these Nidorans that we captured going for natures, I'm just going to dump these off, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever need a different nature Nidoran. I mean, I guess I could build a physical attacking Nidoran, but if that day ever does come, then it comes, I guess. It's possible I may have nature Dittos. I do like getting nature Dittos because farming a box full of Pokemon for a nature, especially something like Adamant or Modest, those tend to be like the 2 rarest because they're damage ones, and I don't know, they just seem to be really uncommon in my experience. But one thing I do want to do, Yeah, these are old ones that we don't want. And I know that these are also ones that we don't want. But one thing I do want to do, we're actually going to change PC Box 3. We're going to do rename, and we're going to call this Breeding Pairs 1. And enter. And then we'll change the wallpaper up to... Is it all just... No, there we go. There's a bunch of options in here. Team Rocket. Actually, I think I'm just going to change it over to this one right here. I like this. So this is going to be our breeding pair box. And then what we're going to do is just grab a male and a female out of here. Because these should have the nature modest and they should have the hidden ability hustle. And we're just going to hold on to these in case we need them later. Because, you know, like I said, I might eventually down the road, if I get bored one day and I'm like, oh, let's upgrade these Nidorans. I might do that because then I'll have Destiny Knots. And actually, on that note, let me finish dumping these out. But our Skorupi, we're going to do just slightly different with breeding it. And so I just want to talk about that briefly. Now that we have access to a certain command, we're going to do /pokecompc to Asgaard, and it was box 28, I'm sorry. We're going to do that. And it's going to show me all the Skorupi that we've got. And this is kind of nice because now we can go through and we can look at the IVs on these. And you can see like this first one actually has 20 HP, 20 attack, 11 to defense, 20 to special attack, 10 to special defense, 0 speed. It looks pretty at first, but special attack I don't need. I'd really like the HP and attack they're not terrible. They're not great, really. But what I'm going to be focusing on with this Skorupi is HP, attack, defense, special defense, speed. Those 5 things. So, next up we have 11, 1, 29. Yeah, that one's garbage. Garbage. This one here, I wish that the special attack was switched with the defense. I would be really, really, really happy if that was the case. Leave me alone, Hoppit. That's the 4th one. Okay, let me set that one aside for right now. Oh, but that's a female, though. But that's okay. Then we have that, which is really, really bad. This one here, 9, 15, 31, 18, 25, 4. The only thing is it takes a hit on all the stats that I really like. And we're just going to kind of tab through these and find the ones with best IVs. And the reason we're doing this right now, that one's pretty good. That one right there is pretty good. So that is, that is the 10th slot. I mean, it takes a hit in defense, but I can make up for that. Be this one here. I can make up for that, you know, with my EVs or something like that, because I really like the speed because I want this one to be really quick. I like the HP. I like the attack. I like the special defense. I mean, they're not terrible. They could be better, but we'll see. And then we've got that. That, if the special attack was switched, I really don't like taking that big of a hit to HP and defense. Whoa! Whoa, I found it. I think I found it. This is probably going to be the one we take. 19, 29, 17, 7 on the stat we don't care about, 30, and 29. That is pretty good. That is a pretty happy Skorupi, and that was the 13th slot. And that one's actually a male, too. I'm going to double check and make sure I've got the right ones here in just a second, but... then we've got that. That's really good. I just wish, once again, I wish if the special attack was switched with HP, maybe. That. that. Okay, so I do think this is probably going to be our breeding pair. This one with the stats, this one with the nature that we want. Let me dump off these two for just a second here. And now we're going to do /Pokec to Asgard. And we can look at our Pokemon. Right here, this should be the male. Yeah, that's the gender male. And it's got battle armor and that one's got sniper. It doesn't matter. That's the two common abilities there. EVs, of course, are nothing. And then their moves don't really matter to me. Okay, let me pop down here so I'm not being attacked by Pokemon. And this is the one with 19, 29, 17, 30, 29. I really like that because the most important, if there was one stat that I wanted to be super high, that's attack. I want it to be somewhere in there. And the rest of that I can definitely live with. Because, I mean, that's not a bad spread for just blind, no Destiny Knot breeding. But, of course, we've got to get this on the baby. So, you know, that's going to be part 2. And then next up we have HP of 10, Attack 27, Defense 24, 15, 16, 7. Okay, not bad. Okay, now the way we're going to do Skorupi, especially since we have access to this actually makes my life so much easier, this command where I can look at multiple things. But the parents both have pretty decent IVs. So this shouldn't be too bad because anytime that you're breeding, and this is something, you know, like I said, we were just covering the very basics in the last breeding session, and this one we're going to be going a little bit more advanced as we progress through this breeding. Oops, I forgot to put them back in my bank. But as we go through this breeding segment. Okay, I was just checking, and we don't have to worry about egg moves with this Pokemon either. Let me do that. And we're going to set this up. We'll put them in breeding pairs for right now. That's a good place to have them, I think. And let me grab these back. But like I said, we're gonna go a little bit more advanced with this one. We're gonna start working on maybe breeding over some better IVs or keeping our IVs kind of stable. Now I'm hoping that I can get a Destiny Knot. If I can't, that's fine. We're not going to stress over it. Like I said, this is just for the gym team, and I'm not worried about making it end-all be-all difficult, you know. Just as long as the gym kind of tests thought process. I think gym should be a test and not be like the Elite Four, you know. Which the Elite Four, even in the games, I think is a little bit lacking, but that's okay. But anyways, we're going to breed these two together. Now, whenever they breed, anytime they breed, they're going to move over 3 IVs. From the parents. Okay. Now, once we get Destiny Knot, we can actually move over 5. And we'll get more into that once we get a Destiny Knot. But right now, they're going to move over 3 IVs. So hopefully, you know, the stats on these weren't terrible. But we're going to have these breeding together and try to make a decent baby. Alright. And I'm going to let these breed probably longer than I did the Nidos. Because I wanted to get the Nidos up and going. So, you know, we had a couple really strong Pokemon. And within making my gym team, I'm also trying to cover how you breed Pokemon effectively, but in various stages, so you're not overwhelmed, hopefully, if you're new to it. That's kind of my goal with this, so hopefully I'm succeeding so far. If not, I apologize. So this time we'll be covering more on how to move over your IVs and stuff like that. So we're going to let these two breed, and hopefully they will be happy enough. If we take a look here, it grows rapidly every day. So basically I just need to upgrade this, which I'm just going to add more poison stuff. You know, Skorupi is part bug, part poison. But if we get the poison count high enough, which is what that breeding area is specialized in, which I was planning on adding some more stuff to this anyways, because I want to add some little mushroom blocks and some decor to make it feel more than just like I stuck a bunch of ground, you know, and mushrooms down. So hopefully as I'm making this a little bit more decorative, it'll get madly in love every day. And once it hits madly in love every day, there's probably a pretty good chance that all the poison types we breed here, I think Bug might be getting some boost from some other stuff, but I'm going to try to get it up to madly every day. So I'll work on that between episodes though, because we've already covered that and what blocks need to be added. So right now we're just going to let these two breed and just let them do their thing for a little while, and get the eggs, hatch them, put it back, put it in the PC, and rinse and repeat for X amount of time. I wanted to go ahead and get them breeding because the next thing that we're going to be working on is another build project, which may span the course of a little while. So I wanted to have them breeding so I can kind of work up eggs while I'm doing that. So, and then we'll repeat this whole process once again. So the rest of the stuff is the same. Okay, we've covered EV breeding and all that. The only other things that I have to cover, like we're going to be covering more in depth, like how to get good IVs within this breeding session, and especially so if we get a Destiny Knot. If we don't get a Destiny Knot, I'll show you without Destiny Knot, kind of the way that you want to do it. Of course, it's still going to be a very low chance in the process. Oh, you know what I never did? I never gave these an Everstone to the female. So let me do that real quick. Let me just pull them out of there and restart that timer. I forgot to give them their Everstone for the adamant nature. But we're going to cover this in this one. The next go around, depending on which Pokemon I want to go for. Well, actually, I tell you what. No, there actually is a couple Pokemon that aren't going to take egg moves that are left. We're going to be covering egg moves in one of the breeding sessions coming up. So just a heads up on that. But let me give her that Everstone. She's the one with our adamant nature. And then we'll put her back in there. And the reason we especially want a breeding pairs set for the Nidorans is, of course, because the Nidoran female, if it's a Nidorina or Nidoqueen, at least in the default games, I haven't checked on the Pixelmon if that's the case with Pixelmon, but at least in the default games, that is the case. And the higher evolutions of Nidoran female cannot breed. So we're going to keep a female around that has the nature and everything, just so we don't have to go out and catch another one. So